Look at that. She's just getting shacked, Breeza. That's a hell shack. Welcome, the insiders, listeners. 21st of May. It's been a bit of a quiet time in Europe surfing. Like, there's no comps on, there's no swells on. But the bright news is, in France, we're in 3-2s. How about you, Matty?
I actually surfed in a 4-3 on Wednesday and was too hot. So South Coast.
How good is it when you?
It was great, and I was just thinking, finally. Well, last weekend I went through all of my surf stuff because I'm one of those guys who keeps it all organised, and I packed all of my winter stuff away now, and I got all my 3-2s out and a couple of 4-3s, and I might even now pack the 4-3s away. But I mean, France has been having some pretty decent days. I've seen some pretty sick little bits of footage.
Yeah, we've done all right. We've had brief moments of glory, and in between, it's kind of been a bit horrendous.
Yeah. The UK guy, there was a low pressure that hit us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so we got a little bit of some fun stuff, which is good. And but like you say, no comps on really. Actually, the fact that you say that really plays into the fact that, like we discussed before, maybe the Challenger Series is a couple of stops too long. But I don't know many people that are following that Manly event.
I watched a little bit last night just because I was up late, and it's a comp. It's got no real excitement value apart from the fact it's good to see who gets through. You're following it to a serious, and some people love it, and I like watching most comps, but it is hard to.
I watched it. I found it quite hard to watch a 4-man heat in that type of surf.
I'd rather watch someone on a really good mini mail, or I think the longboarders would probably even more interesting to watch. But I don't know. That depends on what stage you are with your surfing, or what you enjoy as well.
Yeah, but we've got some comp. Well, we've got a comp coming up. That's one of the ones on the calendar that, as soon as it was released this year, I was like, yeah, that's going to be sick. And we've got some. We've been blessed. The guys at Former kind of saved us, didn't they? So
well, let's talk about the comp you're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about G-Land, Garagigan Bay. I think, and this is why we all love World Tour events. I'm not going to say the WSL, World Tour events, because if you see the best surfers in the world about to hit one of the best waves in the world, a mythical wave, it's been big since the 70s, highly technical, generally dangerous. It's just going to be fantastic if they get good waves. And even if they don't get G-Land top level, I think it's still probably better than anything they'll get. I think far, except the pipe, obviously.
I completely agree. I mean, I think that the thing, like you say, if they get it great, then it's going to be next level. But even if they get it good, there's something about the location, about the wave, about how different it is to other places on the tour. You're going to see some different surfing, and because of that, all of that combined, even if it isn't A grade conditions, it's going to make it incredibly good to watch. So
we'll see. You for example, you're from the generation, or maybe 2 generations under me, and like, you probably wouldn't remember, and obviously maybe you just saw it in videos, but when G-Land, they first ran a couple of G-Land comps, that was like the changing of the guards, when the World Tour changed from being a summer beach stop to, they slowly transitioned into what they then for many years and still try to call the Dream Tour. and they went to G-Land, and Kelly was he was already kind of like a semi-god for us, even though, for example, me and my mates didn't like him because he was a straight-laced dude, and we thought it was more funny to follow hardcore dudes on the piss. But as soon as you saw the video of Kelly at G-Land in the surf magazines, it was just it was a new world of surfing. He surfed it without a leg rope and was doing under the lips on what generally even a good surfer back in the day would have been like on a 7.0 and cruising down the line and getting like the barrel of your life, where Kelly was doing bottom turns under the lip and then getting the barrel of your life with no leggy.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see Kelly take on G-Land after a 10-year kind of gap on the tour. I'm sure he's probably been back. I don't know, but
more than 10 years.
It was 10. I think it was 10 years ago that it was last on tour.
No, more than 10
years.
Yeah,
because there was that event where it was absolutely huge, and they called it off. The Joel Parkinson tells a story about it where it's like ripping off the reef and stuff.
That was probably Fiji, not
G-Land. It might have been Fiji. Actually, you're correct.
Yeah, see, put salt, pepper in your mouth, Matt.
Yeah, I will stand corrected. But what I'm excited to see is, one, to see what Kelly does now, obviously going back, but two, to see. Do you know, there's some people I'm really excited to see out there, and there's also some people I'm really anxious to see. I hate to say it, but I am anxious to see what Ethan Ewing does out there, because at the moment,
a mystery.
It's a mystery, and at the moment,
you can't picture it.
No, at the moment he hasn't done a thing wrong all year, in my opinion. That his style
left,
and that's what. But also, and this is like, people might want to record this and put it in the bank of things I don't usually do. I would say I'm more excited to see Italo than anybody else out there.
Yeah, because he's just absolute juggernaut. And like, I talked to old mate, this G-Land connection yesterday, and he was like, how's these stupid airs he's doing where he's landing on his stomach?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see them?
Yeah. Where he did,
he told me, and I had a look to it. I think he's got a visit coming to the chiropractor.
Yeah, I mean, he could easily impale himself or something. But yeah, Gabby.
Obviously, you're looking forward to seeing Gabby. Now, another interesting tip is, apparently John went there a few times when he was a kid.
Yeah, well, John. I mean, it's a backside tube that, I have no doubt that, and Jack Robinson, because obviously, what is it? Toomeys? Toomeys is like a left, or is Toomeys a left, or
Trees is the one that they want to get. That's the further out.
No. What's the one in Western Australia? Because I was going to say Jack Robinson. Yeah. So, like, you've got John, Jack Robbo, Gabe, Kelly, who are just barrel riding like phenomenons, and then I'm excited to see what Italo does. I'm really anxious to see what Ethan Ewing does. As I say, I'm really, really anxious to see what Philippe does, because, again, a backside tube isn't what he's known for, especially if it pumps. Who would you say is someone that you're excited to see what they do out of, like, your, like, not the people we just mentioned, but like probably the other end of the top 24?
I reckon and I had their name in my mind, but I reckon there's a couple of dark horses, like, for example, Nat Young, because it's we're not going to be like state the obvious. It's a left, it's a hell train left, and if you're one, a good barrel rider, and two, it's a hell left. We'll say it again. You got to look at your goofies now. How many goofies are there? It's not that easy to even count them in your head. And I usually kind of know it, but I'd say like Nat Young. I can't think. I'm really interested to see Ethan as well, just to see if style can translate.
Right, so I'll give you
in another direction.
I'll give you my dark horse early in the conversation because you might have a few things to say about it. This is based on a kind of seeing him at Pipe and a few things that connect with what you just said. My dark horse is Conor O'Leary.
Ah, yes, there you go. He's tall and he's it's not even a dark horse nearly.
He packs it.
He's a dark horse in the fact that he's probably just less glamorous.
Yeah, it's dark horse in the fact that he's less glamorous. And basically, if I said to you now you've got a 50 quid free bet, I don't reckon anyone would put it on him. So, it is kind of on that aspect of it. But I think he could do damage. He done really well at Pipe this year and kind of came up stuck. And he's from somewhere where there's
serious way.
Yeah, there's some slabs.
Cronulla, he's probably surfed Aussie Pipe a fair bit, which is just down the coast from him. Summer Cloud Bay.
Yeah.
Which is small left barrel. I guess that's got no.
But even riding a small barrel, like just the barrel riding technique and stuff.
Barrel, you saw him at Pipeline, you get a 10-foot hell barrel.
Standing.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be more speed management at G-Land because it's a long down line barrel and generally, which is a lot different to take off, pull in, like, for example, Chopu, make the drop as opposed to, this is something where what we've already mentioned, but you'd think John and Jack will shine because you see people that can manage their speed in the barrel just seem to be in the barrel longer.
Yeah.
Which will be what scores. It won't be like in and outs.
Nah, it'll be how many seconds can be how many seconds you can disappear for, basically.
And then what you do when you come out.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty mean big hack on him. So there's a few sections on the reef. And I had a few tips given to me, Matt. The first one that we'd be looking for would be money trees. Now, apparently, they've got a new moon, I think, instead of a full moon, which is in relation to the tides. And money needs more water on it. Now, that's the outside top section where older listeners, which there might not be many apart from you, Mick, you old ledge, there was footage of Joel Fitzgerald, whose dad was a famous shaper, Terrell Fitzgerald from Narrabeen, and he got two of the best barrels ever on video in the free surf session during the Compline Kelly one. During that period, he was there as well.
Yeah.
Money trees, and then you go through a few other sections like launching pads, and then it hits speedies, which is famous. It's called Speed Reef. Why would you think it's called Speed Reef, Matt?
I don't know. I don't think I've got the brain power to work that one out.
There you go. There's a lingering COVID cough for you.
Thanks. I'm glad we're not in the same room.
So apparently the second day into the waiting period, there's a good bit of a swell, and then it might back off. And apparently the only people there at the moment as well is Tatiana and Brees Hennessy.
Brees Hennessy's there. But I know that
around Bali with their shirts off trying to be surf heroes, and a few of them are Desert Point.
A lot of them are in Bali or the Mentawai kind of area. Because I know that the wild card, interestingly, female wild card, Caroline Marks.
Should we not even mention her because no one else in the world mentions her, including the WSL?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Is it a secret?
I don't know, but who was the other one? I've forgotten. I'm just going
to. You reckon? Was it similar to? We're allowed to talk about it. We're journalists. Was it similar to Gabby's depression? Do you think?
I think maybe.
You think there was an eating disorder that's come along? Do you think there was child stardom? Isn't what it's all cracked up to be?
I think it might have been a mental health issue, maybe related to COVID. Maybe long COVID, because can you remember when they reported that she had COVID and then apparently it was a fake negative? Maybe she's had long COVID and hasn't been able to get over it. I don't know. I like Caroline though. I'm just reading because I wanted to look at who the other. So Caroline Marks she's withdrawn. So Caroline Marks has withdrawn from G-Land. Apparently,
Really?
apparently, according to the WSL post, Medina's back. So Sally Fitzgibbons has taken Caroline Marks' place because Caroline Marks has withdrawn, and then she's in. My pick for the women, Bronte Mack.
Is she in?
She's in.
It's pretty funny, eh? It's borderline ridiculous that all we heard about was the cut, and them at every stupid single video going the cut, and then the people that go cut, they just give them a wild card straight away. I just think it's ridiculous.
That's what I think is weird, because on the men's side, you've got Gabby, fair completely, and then you've got Rio Waida, right? He's getting the call up. So why are the women? Why is a guy who's not been on tour now
just say, "Oh, let's give it to Owen because we think he's going to go good"?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Sally, I agree that Bronte McCauley should be there.
Not going to cut him.
Yeah, I think I like the fact that Bronte McCauley's there. Sally Fitzgibbons doesn't deserve to be there.
Bronte McCauley's there because literally she's like a potential winner.
Exactly.
Full stop. And believe it or not, Sally probably is as well. She won Fiji.
She won Fiji, didn't she? Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that, well, we'll see. How many of them? There's 12. It's like, there's... Let's tick off. We've switched to the women. Let's tick off the ones that aren't gonna make the final. Stephanie, she's not gonna make the final. Lakey, she's not gonna make the final. Carissa's potentially a crack at it. Is she? Yeah.
I'm not backing Carissa because every time I've seen her pipe, she goes back door. So I don't know what she's like going left in the barrel.
Going left needs that slight nimbleness in the back leg. And most of them, they just can't do it. They're trying to stand sideways. You got to put your back leg straight, and you can crouch down easier. It's like it's easier than frontside barrel, right? I don't know how. I think it's just because they never go back side, like you said. They don't go back side if it's tubing.
So I think I would look at So I would say that I'm looking at Tatiana Weston Webb as a potential winner.
Yeah, and I don't think she's got good barrel technique either. I think Bronte McCauley 10 times better barrel technique than you, bad girl from the Apple TV show.
I think, so I'm looking at Tatty, I'm looking at Bronte. I also have an asterisk. I reckon Joanne Defay might do well.
Yeah, Tyler might
Tyler,
do well. They just don't look natural. I don't feel like they're going to look natural as a bat. I reckon Isabel Nichols might go after.
I saw a good clip of Brisa Hennessy today. She got a decent barrel out there. So
really, well, she's got a good crack at it. She's came out of nowhere. She's number one, and she's there training. Like my mate said, like he couldn't understand either. Why aren't guys like Callum Robson and that they're like, even if they've never been there before? It's not like it's trestles or something.
Nah. What I was going to ask you about, because I don't think anybody else talks about this beforehand, especially. But
I'll talk about, man. You know that I'll talk about anything.
What do you reckon about how difficult do you think it's going to be a judge, especially early rounds? Because the reason, let me explain why I ask as well.
That's a weird question, and I'll pay it.
The reason I ask is because I remember watching the Fiji event, where Owen Wright got the 220s in the back-to-back heats, and John and Taj had like a 19 plays 19, and I think Julian Wilson had like 390. I think obviously it's harder and easier to score a barrel.
I think this, because you asked me, and we don't want to lose to all of them are good surfers, and good surfers recognise good surfing in good waves. I think it's the easiest thing. It's 10 times easier than putting them in trestles and having to dissect one hand grab or any sort of shit like that. It's going down the road on a hell reef. It's pretty easy to see who gets the best barrel.
But what I mean is how do you differentiate? So say you see like when you're seeing someone say at Margaret River, it was quite obvious if someone bogged a rail or like didn't fully like wrap into a turn, it stood out as different.
They're not going to bog rails here, man. It's just a better wave. It's going to be 1.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you won't.
2, bigger barrel. 3, deeper barrel. 4, big Rio in the lip.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be quite difficult.
Tape that, and that's it. It's not going to be difficult. You'll see when you're watching it. Well, okay. I won't be a smart ass because I don't know everything, but I think it'll be easy because you'll just be watching it and you'll go, oh, fuck. And then the good score will come. Or you'll go, and the good score won't.
Yeah, I always find it difficult because like there's sometimes when you watch pipe and stuff that.
Look at that. She's just getting shacked, Breesa. That's a hell shack. She's there practicing. So she's already got 1 hell shack more than every other chick on the tour. And I don't even like the word chick. Sorry to say chick, ladies. But she's just kind of
other than Tatty, because Tatty's there, isn't she? But
COVID.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, that's enough. Before we move on from G-Land,
She's my new hero, Breesa, man. She's already at G-Land. She's probably got free accommodation because she's in the comp. She's getting shacked. She's getting showers. Good on ya. Good on ya. I want her to win.
All right, go on then. So from that, you tell me your 2 picks for women, 2 picks for men.
Breesa Bronte.
And men?
John Gabe.
That's a men's pick, but fair enough.
What do you want me to say?
Well,
Callum Robson.
Yeah, no.
Jake Marshall.
No,
Marshall.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick with
kids that are gonna get what I just said, which I like. It's not rocket science. I haven't made this up. That in surfing, the bigger, better barrel is the lion. It's the law of the jungle.
Yeah.
At the table at G-Land every night for 20 years, the dude who got the biggest, best barrel of the day, everyone's just come over and said to him, and I think it'll be the same during the comp.
Mm. So I'm going to go females first. I'm the pick Tatiana Weston Webb or Bronte McCauley, and Bronte counts as a dark horse because she's a wild card. And then I'm going to go men's. I'm going to go Gabby or
I found the other dark horse that I was thinking about before, and I spoke to him about to our Juzzy mate the other day is Miguel Pupo, who's a fantastic barrel rider.
Cool.
Really,
he's very good.
Really stylish, and that's the sort of stuff that sort of works in waves like this.
I'm going to go Gabby or Seth.
Yeah, well, throw it out there. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, Kelly, I'd like to see him win it.
Imagine the GOAT run it.
I'd like to see him win. KO Abelli could go out there, good out there too, because he's a midget. And here's the other one who could, and not even could, most probably will do really well, is Baron Mamiya.
Yes, Baron was I was in my head going Seth or Baron. Like,
as much as we both like Ethan in the collective world of surfing, love seeing him do big calves, I just can't see how Ethan could take out Baron Mamiya in a heat. Like,
I worry for Baron and I worry for Ethan and I worry for Steph.
I don't worry for him.
Yeah, I
do.
It's
their problem.
I lose sleep over it.
Why aren't they there then?
Yeah, true. Well, yeah. Moving on from that then, because that's enough of WSL talk. Let's talk about something that is completely the opposite. Couldn't be more the other end of the scale in the surfing world, but just, I mean, for me, better, which is the new edit from Forma called System Is Yours. And
I thought System of the Down.
That's a band, but I know I'm going to forget someone here, but it's Craig Anderson, Dane Reynolds, Benny Howard, Andrew Brophy, who's like Droid, whatever his name is, and
Doheny.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and there's the other guy who I have not a chance how I'm going to pronounce his name, but I think it's like Kaito something.
Yeah, I don't know any of them.
Tell me what you thought.
Oh, I couldn't watch it all because it just has horrendous music for my taste, and it's too arty. And I love what Dane does. I'm a massive Dane fan, but it just got away from me. I loved watching Dane's section at the end, even though I thought his board didn't have as much hold as what Dane needs because he's got too much speed, power, and size. And Craig Anderson's fantastic surfer.
Let me kind of break it down for them, for everyone who's.
What? Craig Anderson isn't better than Ralph Rob Machado, who's still better than him.
Nah, Craig fucking shits all over him, and I apologise for my language, but
because the new video come out too, and it's actually pretty sick.
Yeah, nah, don't. Craig and Rob aren't in the same conversation for me. So when I watch this, the first bit. So like, if I break it down a bit in terms of where I watch it from, there's a bit about like 2 minutes in where Craig is on a massive wave, like a big wave, and he's riding this. I think it's a 5-3, really flat, classic fish from Ryan Lovelace. It is not where the board should be. He is going so fast, but he does it so stylishly with so much control. I personally don't think Craig Anderson gets enough credit for how he's always packing huge tubes. Always.
Well, you've just given him credit. You've told me he's better than Rob Machado, who made the pipe final against Kelly and won a whole bunch of events and can go left and right with skinny legs.
Yeah,
so you're right.
Yeah, but I think it's
People
not
listen to you.
It's not all about comps, is it? Look, I think if you put clip against clip, I'd much rather watch Craig. And I mean, it's a personal thing, but I think Craig is way more authentic. I think that's literally how he surfs. If no one was to ever watch him, and I think Rob Machado is a bit more these days, especially a bit more put on. But anyway, plus like it's different ages and stuff. But then I thought Benny Howard's bit in it was pretty psycho as well. I like how he surfs.
Who is Benny Howard? He's some young Aussie that former sponsored, and he's into retro boards, or is he just an air wizard or something?
No, he's more like he's the one of the out of the former guys. He's like more normal than everybody else. Like he's got pretty normal thruster boards, and he is. He is good in the air, but he kind of does it all. Whereas, like, they don't need another super stylish goofy foot because they got Craig, and they didn't need someone else who surfs the way Dane surfs because they got Dane. Yeah, so I thought Benny's part was really cool. I really liked it. And again, he goes on some mad waves, but Dane Reynolds' part is just stupid. How he goes that fast, and he like you look at Dane, if you walked past him on the street, you'd be like, oh, he's a bit heavy and stuff. How he like twists and turns and fits his body into the turns that he does, and how
he's not that heavy either, man. He's probably a lightweight compared to a general American.
Or because they're all fat.
Compared to a professional surfer.
Yeah,
because there's plenty of hell ripping surfers out there that aren't like lightweights like us. Thank God for them.
But how he turns his surfboard, I swear you can hear the board screaming under his feet. It's just I could watch it for days and days.
It just looks like his board's going to snap all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but interestingly, then you said you didn't like the music. Here's a question that I like to ask people: if you were to make an edit of like a surf edit of anyone of your choice at anywhere of your choice, have you ever heard a song or had a song and gone, I'd love to put this over some surfing?
Yes, I do.
What are they?
Godard from the Mepre which is a film with Bridget Bardot. Look that one up and put it in your
Never
pockets.
heard of it. So what? The song's called Goddard.
No, he's the composer. It's fantastic. It's something that you can, not far after listening to it, go look for a noose in a back room. Like me and Bradley used to joke, but it's beautiful music. I reckon it'd be sick on the thing.
Yeah.
I take and pick whatever music they like. It's just sometimes
that's the beauty of it.
And I just think it's because they're bored, and I'm not going to say pretentious, but that's what they do. They're making videos. So it is art and stuff. But I'd just rather see the people surf than a whole bunch of slow-mos and weird out of focus shit, so you can't actually see what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. I think the former team, with everything they do, is what they want. And here's so mine is, there's a song by a UK grime artist called Dave, and
I think you were going to say the 5 Chicks.
No, and no, but I'm serious here. There's a song by a guy called Dave and James Blake, and it's called Both Sides of a Smile, and I want to put that on a surf edit. So anybody out there want me to badly edit your surf clip and put some botched music over the top, then hit me up.
Well, you send me the link to that, and I'll send you the link to the Mépris song, which is called the Mépris, which is an incredible film, by the way. It's fucking old school, man. You got to listen to it a whole bunch of times. Jean-Luc Godard, he's done. He did the film, and the song is just epic. It's Bridget Bardot when she was in all her hottiness, and this is a side note, listeners, to surfing, but like, imagine this dude's got this absolute, like Bridget Bardot, he's got God's gift to women, and he rubs her the wrong way. So she basically gets to the end of the film and says, well, fuck you, and takes off. And then he kind of goes, oh, what did I do? Because he's an idiot. And the music's incredible. And that, to a couple of deep pits at G-Land, would get juicing.
Sick. We'll have to get everyone to check out that film and send it a little review in. And it sounds fun.
I thought it was great, and I don't want to ruin a whole bunch of people's dreams and everything, but including my own. But I kind of thought when I watched that Dane, unfortunately, is getting older, and he's still better than nearly every one of the pros you see. I think he picked the wrong board. Go back and rewatch his section a few times, Matt, and you'll see I think maybe it's because he puts too much brute force into his bottom turn sometimes and gets a bit wonky.
Yeah. He's always never been super clean cut anyway, has he? So
thank God.
Yeah, he's sick. So that's one for the hipsters of the world.
And I read an interview on him, and he agreed with me that he thought that he didn't really like Make or Break.
Nah, I'm not surprised about that either. Would you expect Dave Reynolds to like something so kind of controlled, I guess, and contrived?
I've got apples. I've still got that Apple thing.
I cancelled mine.
I watched The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon. It's about the Me Too generation and morning television and sexual harassment of women in television. It was 1,000 times better than Make or Break, and I'm a surfer. So that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah.
Hey, on Magic Seaweed, Matty.
Yep.
There was a picture and a video of a big wave spot down there in Cornwall. What did you think?
Oh, it was a bit... I would say it was very novelty-esque. And I'm not against it. I'm all for it. But it looked like one of the friendliest big waves you've ever seen, firstly. Secondly...
Do you think Magic Seaweed's got nothing to do?
Maybe.
When they put that on there? Because I think that was all right too. But I see better toe-in stuff by like beginners at just our back beaches at 6 foot.
Yeah.
And those guys, I think, probably got ability too. I'm sure it was fun. You were right. Novelty.
I think when I watched it, the main thing for me was that he was getting. So it was Tom Butler, I believe.
Yes.
But Adam Griffith, Bearman, was doing the towing, and it was almost like after about 3 seconds, he'd lost all of his speed, and then the wave just kind of it didn't even break. It just looks like it just goes back into deeper water and fizzles out. And kind of thought to myself, well, I could probably do that if
Can the UK come within a cooey of anything Ireland's got to offer?
No way, not a chance.
There you go.
What is it like, Mulligan? Yeah,
They've got 10 of them.
Yeah, and the Irish guys are mental.
Ireland.
I absolutely love Irish people. I speak to a lot of Irish people through work.
I'm trying to go there in November. I'm going to try and go and stay with a mate in Bundoran again.
Yeah, they're all legends. So shout out to the Irish people because I love you. Tell them we're into you.
I'm going to have to go soon, Matt, because I want to watch. I've got the night off and I want to watch Ozark. But before even we do, what do we call it? The do's and the don'ts.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly go through the heat draw at G-Land because I know I might be backing up the same tree, but I'm sure some of the people listening here are into fantastic surfers at a fucking hell reef break. Now look at these heats.
Well, so men's or women?
This men's. Right, sorry,
men's.
I'm male.
Fuck. Okay,
Ewing, Geordie, Jake Marshall, which is a funny heat because now you get to see Ethan. It's a fucking easy heat for him.
He's got a chance. He's got a chance to get through.
Geordie's really good backside tube rider.
Yeah, Geordie should win that heat, but heat 2 is a little interesting.
Jack Robbo, Kelly Slater, and the public on the WSL's vomit site, they're going 49% to Kelly, which they rightly.
Yeah, but that's
probably.
No, I would pick Jack to win that every time.
Kelly's 50. Come on, he's 50. If Jack can't beat him, okay. Heat 3, no brainer. John, and 2 other guys. Don't even worry. We don't want to embarrass them, even though they're not bad. Look at this heat. Philip Toledo, Nat Young, and Rio Wader. Who do you reckon?
Nat Young.
And the public has picked Felipe.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Rio just smash them both. He's the coolest kid.
Fuck. I'm just going through, instead of going through every heat, heat 6 is stacked.
It's heat 5. Darlow and KO. KO will probably go good there, man. He's a tiny little midget.
Matt McGilvery likes to send it as well.
Yeah, he sends it. And
heat 6.
That's a good heat. Your man Kanoa and your man Griffin.
And Connor, my dark horse.
I hope he smashes California's glory there.
How about heat 7, though? Fuck.
Yeah, that's good, hey? Pupo and Mamiya. That'll be a good heat.
Yeah, but Sammy Pupo against his brother Miguel Pupo. And don't forget, Sammy done sick at pipe.
Yeah. But
and then Barron.
If you had to bet, you'd bet on it.
You'd go Barron and Miguel.
Yeah, and Barron's got most of the people pushing for him. But
and how about he?
I really do think Miguel's got a decent shot there.
How about he 8?
Medina will smoke him.
I don't know. Seth is a great tube rider. So,
but Gabrielle surfs twice as fast as
yeah.
Twice as fast.
Jeez, does. I've just looked at the women's, right? So heat 1's Courtney Conlog, Isabella Nichols, Steph Gilmore. I think Courtney's going to win that. Heat 2, how about this for being stacked? Brisa Hennessy, Joanne DeFay, Bronte McCauley.
Okay, yeah. So
that's 3 finalists, yeah. And then Carissa Moore, Gabriella Bryant, Sally Fitz. And then heat 4.
I'm calling Sally in that heat.
Heat 4, Tyler Wright, Lakey Peterson, and Tatiana Weston Webb.
Yeah, Tyler. I'm saying Tyler's going to smoke them.
Sometimes I wish I could handpick the draws because, like, I feel like Ethan, Geordie, and Jake, like, it's kind of should be really easy for Geordie in that. And then you've got heats like Kalohe, John, Jackson Baker, and you're like, oh, I'd like to spread those out a little bit more. But that's just personal bias, I guess, more than anything else.
This is what's funny. Is the WSL public, this is fans, right?
Yeah.
Because you can fan picks who's going to win the heat.
Yeah.
Brisa Hennessy, Joanne Defay, Bronte McCauley, and Brisa gets 45%, Joanne 36%, and Bronte 19%, which basically just means people are completely uninformed and don't know what's actually even going on in the world. You got a goofy footer from West Australia going up against two natural footers.
And not just a goofy footer from
on tube riders.
Yeah, not just a goofy foot from Western Australia, a goofy foot from Western Australia who's made her name by absolutely packing it at
Tombstone.
Yeah, so that's crazy to me. But okay, cool. So let's jump into do's and don'ts.
Don't get COVID if you can.
You said that last time.
Yeah, bye. I'm fucking sick of it.
Right, I've got to do because this has inspired me. So it's a bit of a long do to listen to. Bear with me. But basically, Darren is currently sat in a premium surf lodge to himself because his wife and youngest child have gone on holiday, and his 18-year-old, is it 18 or 17?
17.
His 17-year-old is having a little house gathering. So rather than having to sit in his room and like have some 17-year-olds run around his house, he's just gone to his empty surf lodge up the road and is absolutely living his best life. And that to me is a do. Anyone who can do that, do it, because you're living.
And I brought myself a nice 500ml Augustina, one of the best beers in the world. And so I didn't cook for myself. The girl at the cafe today made a couple of sandwiches, and I just took a ham, cheese, tomato, and cucumber sandwich.
So he's living. He's absolutely living.
Living.
So what about a do for you then, Daz?
Do watch G-Land, or don't go to G-Land. Do go to a premium wave spot as soon as you can, because it's got nothing to do with anything else you do in surfing. Full stop.
Yeah.
Go to a reef break and get barreled, and your whole life will change. Huh? I'm telling you, your whole life will change. I went to Bali with my older brother at 24, and in one wave, my whole life changed, mate. Middles, I think it is. Got outsides and middles. I got a 6-foot barrel on a 7.0 rounded pin, and my whole life changed. As soon as I got back home, I started saving money to go there again.
Yeah.
And it changes people's lives, and let's see some people's lives get changed.
I like it. That's a good one. Another inspiring one. My don't is don't be lazy with your surf equipment. So sort it out. Pack your winter wetties away. Get your summer wetties out.
I'm back on that.
Yeah. Be organised. Because what you find as well is someone like Jack, my mate Silent Jack, he'll probably not do that, and then he'll come around to next winter and he'll have a wetsuit that's probably been wet for 6 months.
That's you're right. I didn't rinse my top grade 4.3. I'm going to take it out in the backyard and shower it off. Rinse it, get all the salt out of it.
Yeah. So there are do's and don'ts.
Summer solstice.
Yeah.
All I can say is I'm counting the days down, Matt. It's 7 days to G-Land. I'm not even going to call it by its name anymore because I don't want people to get psyched. But I nearly went there before COVID hit. My mate was telling me to go, and Fipsy was going, "Don't go, Dazza, don't go." And I was going, I'm going. And I didn't go.
Why did Fipsy say don't go?
Because he didn't want me to go there with my mate. Because he said, hell, man, and it could get dangerous at 50. But come on, like, you don't have to go. You can put a helmet on and just watch. But still, it only takes one wave. I can change my life again at 50.
That's it. Well, you went to Hawaii, so you haven't,
Our surf sunset pipe wasn't like, I couldn't change my life out there with 50 dudes who want to punch your head in.
Well, you could have been a bad way. But that's it. G-Land should be good. Should be soon. Hopefully it gets a pump in swell.
And this week we're going to have a surprise special guest. I'm not even going to say because I don't believe in special guests anymore, but we might.
And that is all on Darren. So if that doesn't happen, you can aim all your hate mail at Tazza.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.